the thoughts that are going through your mind right now?
Talking's over.
The boxing world finally witnessed what we've been craving for years, when Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather came face to face, and as someone who's dedicated decades to following these legends, what unfolded was nothing like anyone anticipated. The atmosphere carried a weight that felt genuine and personal, sending shivers down my spine as two of boxing's greatest icons locked eyes with an intensity that seemed to transcend typical promotional events. This historic moment became possible after Floyd mentioned in a recent interview that an exhibition between boxing legends could revitalize the sport and generate unprecedented financial returns, prompting Mike to respond on his podcast that if Floyd truly desired this confrontation, they could arrange it, but it wouldn't resemble a gentle exhibition where participants remain unharmed. These explosive comments immediately sent shockwaves throughout the entire boxing community, creating a buzz that would soon materialize into something extraordinary.
Did it again? I'm pretty sure I would.
Now I know a fight that that fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training.
Within mere days following those provocative interviews, serious negotiations reportedly began unfolding behind closed doors as both camps initiated contact with major promoters and streaming platforms to assess market interest. The response wasn't simply positive, it was absolutely explosive, with insiders revealing that multiple platforms immediately engaged in an intense bidding war, demonstrating the massive financial potential this historic matchup represented. This unprecedented level of immediate interest from major media companies confirmed what many suspected, that a Tyson versus Mayweather bout would shatter existing entertainment revenue records.
Yeah! And they said, I can't read. I do numbers. I make money.
What captivates me as a devoted fan transcends the monetary aspects, focusing instead on the incredible reality that we might witness Iron Mike Tyson facing Floyd Mayweather in actual combat. Consider the profound significance of this matchup between two fighters who dominated completely different boxing eras, with Mike achieving heavyweight championship glory at the youngest age ever while destroying opponents with malicious intent, and Floyd retiring with an unblemished record as a defensive mastermind who made elite fighters appear amateurish. The exclusive press conference allegedly occurred at a private Vegas venue with carefully selected media attendance, allowing both camps to control the narrative before making any public announcements, with witnesses describing an unusually tense atmosphere from the moment both legends arrived that felt distinctly different from typical promotional events.
I am not going to lose. Did you hear what I said?
Thank you.
For myself, but of course, I'm still in tip-top condition, and he's a lot older now. Even when we was younger, that would have been a great matchup. But you just you never know.
What truly resonates with me as a lifelong boxing enthusiast is how witnesses described genuine intensity in both fighters' expressions when they first encountered each other, suggesting this wasn't manufactured drama for cameras, but authentic competitive fire. Sources indicate Mike arrived appearing focused and serious, while Floyd displayed his characteristic confidence with an unmistakably sharper edge, and when their eyes initially met across the room, everything reportedly fell silent for several moments. The actual face-off has become legendary among those present, with insiders describing it as one of boxing's most intense recent stare-downs, where neither man blinked, smiled, or yielded an inch for approximately 40 seconds, which significantly exceeds normal durations and typically indicates genuine tension between fighters.
Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that
the greatest of all time.
Okay.
My perspective as someone who understands both fighters centers on the ultimate clash between Mike's legendary power, which remains devastating even at 58, as demonstrated against Roy Jones Jr., versus Floyd's timeless defensive mastery that kept him undefeated throughout his career because opponents simply couldn't land clean shots. This potential matchup represents the perfect storm of unstoppable force meeting immovable object, with that historic face-off apparently embodying this exact contrast between offensive destruction and defensive perfection.
We're different people. So Floyd likes glam. He's very glamorous, and this is what he likes. And I was very
savage. I wanted that savage, dark, malevolent aura. You know, I was just never the fly, slick black fighter. You know, I was just very serious and I was just very hard and mean. I didn't like the slickness. It was all about hurting.
Floyd reportedly addressed the gathering first, discussing his legacy, undefeated record, and proven success against every fighting style throughout his illustrious career, specifically mentioning how power punchers had attempted to hurt him for decades without success. Witnesses claim Floyd emphasized how superior skill consistently defeats raw power when executed at the highest levels, an argument that carries significant weight considering he validated this philosophy for 20 years against the world's best fighters.
I beat more fighters that's in the Hall of Fame than any fighter in history, and that's true. That's truly a blessing. But he's a tough competitor, and I take my hat off to him. You want to run it back? We can run it back twice, 3 times. It is what it is. I was born to be a fighter. I'm gonna die a fighter.
When Mike took the microphone, insiders describe a completely transformed energy as he spoke in a calm, measured tone that proved more intimidating than any shouting could have been. Sources report Mike discussed the fundamental difference between welterweight power and heavyweight force, explaining what occurs when someone who's never experienced true heavyweight impact finally encounters it, which presents a legitimate concern since Floyd has never faced this level of devastating power.
It's not going to last much longer. He's improved a lot. Yes, he did improve a lot.
During the question and answer session, when a reporter asked Floyd about concerns regarding the size disadvantage, sources claim he dismissed it entirely, stating that size becomes irrelevant without the ability to land punches, and his defensive skills would neutralize any power advantage Mike possessed. Floyd reportedly added that he'd made bigger, stronger fighters look foolish previously, which technically holds truth since he'd fought larger opponents and made them miss consistently throughout entire fights.
Common sense is Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather in the day. You look at the size difference between these two. Mike Tyson would eat him alive. But now he's 59 years old. And that style suits a young man. It doesn't suit an old man. Floyd Mayweather, even though he might be smaller, he'll be the one that's got the movement. He's got he's still got the run craft. It's like me getting in the ring with a 14-year-old kid that doesn't know half as what I know. But he's got...
Mike's response resonated deeply with anyone who understands heavyweight boxing, as reports suggest he explained how everyone believes they can avoid power until they're actually experiencing it firsthand. Sources claim he specifically mentioned that one clean connection changes everything instantly, and Floyd has never experienced what a legitimate heavyweight shot feels like, with multiple witnesses noting how Mike's delivery commanded everyone's complete attention. What excites me about this matchup as a pure boxing enthusiast is the strategic chess match it represents, with Floyd's obvious game plan involving staying outside, utilizing footwork, making Mike chase him and expend energy, a strategy we've watched him execute perfectly against aggressive fighters throughout his career, though those aggressive fighters never carried the kind of one-punch knockout power that Mike Tyson naturally possesses.
But when you put them together at their age, given their history, and given the fact that I don't think Floyd's going to have the energy to move the way that he did before, you could get a more entertaining fight. You can get more of a back and forth scrap, which is what a lot of people wanted. And it's not a guarantee that this fight goes the distance, given these guys' age and where their punch resistance are, where their current punch resistance is. And you don't know. At 40-something.
The speed factor creates endless fascination when analyzing this potential bout, considering Floyd's prime lightning-fast hands and feet versus Mike's explosive combination speed, with both fighters now older and having lost steps, making the crucial question, who has declined more? Sources from Mike's recent training sessions claim his hand speed in short bursts still displays flashes of classic Tyson explosiveness, while Floyd has remained active through exhibitions and reportedly maintains incredible sharpness on the mitts, making speed comparison absolutely crucial for fight prediction purposes. The concluding stare-down apparently elevated everything to another level when promoters brought both fighters together for final photographs, with insiders describing off-the-charts intensity as they went nose-to-nose with neither man conceding an inch, their jaw muscles visibly clenching in a display of genuine tension that typically indicates both fighters are approaching this with complete seriousness. Something that troubles me since learning about this press conference is how multiple sources claim Floyd characterized this as an exhibition for fan entertainment, while Mike consistently emphasized that his fights are always real, creating a philosophical difference that could prove dangerous if Floyd approaches this like sparring while Mike enters with bad intentions. Training camp discussions revealed contrasting approaches, with Floyd reportedly discussing speed maintenance, defensive drills, and his usual routine, while Mike specifically mentioned power training, explosive movements, and working with elite fighters to prepare for Floyd's style, demonstrating how each man perceives this fight differently. What struck witnesses most was Mike's unchanging demeanor throughout the entire press conference, remaining calm, focused, and completely unmoved by Floyd's comments, while Floyd appeared more animated, talking and moving more, which some interpret as confidence, though I've observed Floyd enough to know true confidence usually manifests as greater relaxation. The historical significance of this potential fight between two absolute legends from different weight classes and eras finally settling who would prevail creates electric atmosphere throughout the boxing community. Social media has exploded with debate about the winner, with younger fans favoring Floyd due to his perfect defensive record, while the older generation who witnessed prime Mike Tyson believes power serves as the great equalizer, and honestly both arguments possess legitimate merit. Floyd has fought his entire career at lighter weights, where he could physically dominate through skills alone, never dealing with the physical intimidation that heavyweight presence brings, while Mike built his legacy on physical dominance and psychological intimidation that reportedly felt very real when they stood together, with one insider mentioning the massive, obvious size difference. The press conference apparently included personal exchanges when Floyd referenced Mike's past struggles outside the ring, suggesting life experience teaches pressure management, prompting Mike to respond that ring experience matters most, and he survived wars Floyd could never understand. Insiders described this exchange becoming uncomfortably personal before handlers redirected the conversation, while my honest assessment suggests Floyd should win based on pure boxing skill and defensive mastery, though Mike's power serves as the great equalizer since one mistake from Floyd, one fraction of a second delay in that shoulder roll, could allow Mike to change everything with a single punch. What concerns me as a fan is potential for serious injury when two men in their late 40s and 50s engage in what could become real combat. Since Mike's punching power doesn't respect age limits or exhibition rules, and clean contact with Floyd's chin could produce severe consequences based on simple physics and biology. Combat sports doctors have expressed legitimate concerns about such matchups for exactly these reasons, while the final moments sealed everything for me, when both fighters offered closing thoughts, with Floyd delivering a longer speech about legacy and proving himself again, but Mike keeping it brutally simple by stating that actions speak louder than words, and the ring reveals everything, prompting stronger crowd reaction to Mike's brief statement than Floyd's extended one. People close to both camps indicate this fight will likely happen with financial terms being finalized and official announcements potentially coming within weeks, which amazes me as a decades-long boxing fan who never expected to witness these legends actually face each other. However, the rule set matters tremendously, since certain restrictions like no power punches or mandatory clinch breaks would significantly favor Floyd, while keeping it close to a real fight would dramatically improve Mike's chances, with sources claiming this represents a major current negotiating point that both camps consider crucial. The size difference that was obvious during the face-off continues haunting my thoughts, as witnesses say standing together, Mike appeared as a legitimate heavyweight, while Floyd looked like the welterweight he is, creating physical reality that cannot be ignored since even skills and speed have limitations when size disparity reaches this significance. And Mike isn't just bigger, but naturally powerful with knockout genetics that transcend age,